Okay, hi. Can you tell us some of your experiences from the early part of your career to now? Have you experienced any kind of problem with bullying or intimidation?
Bullying intimidation. I think bullying intimidation kind of has started very early on for me. Even back in nursing school, I had an instructor who basically had told me that I would never become a nurse. That where I was at in school, even though my grades were okay, that she felt that I just wasn't right and I would never be the nurse that I wanted to be. And that just kind of prompted me to want to do better. And I graduated and I went on. And now 15 years into my nursing career, I've had a lot of different experiences, some good, some bad. I think bullying is evident at every stage. Even 15 years ago, being a new nurse and learning the ropes and trying to overcome that first year of jitters and still learning. A lot of times the older nurses didn't want to take the time to try to teach you what they knew, whereas some others did take the time. They were more compassionate. Along the road, as you get more years under your belt, you think you know more, but you're always learning. And you come across some individuals, whether they're nurse managers, fellow staff members, nursing assistants even, secretaries. I think everybody along the way at some point has been a form of a bully and kind of tried to knock you down. No matter how much you think you have come along in the career, they always want to make you believe that you're not where you should be, that you're not as strong a nurse as you think you are. They question your judgment, even if it turns out to be right. I've had different experiences where nurse managers or even charge nurses questioned my judgment about how I took care of a patient, even though the patient was fine and actually the problem was resolved very quickly. The doctor was thankful for what had occurred and that everything was picked up and taken care of because I didn't do it their way. And I think that's a misconception sometimes, is that nursing is the type of profession where you're always learning and you're learning new things. And oftentimes the older nurses who've been in the profession for a long time don't want to learn new ways or try to think outside the norm and learn different things. And what happens is, if you didn't do it the way that they were taught many years ago, they don't want to think that you did it right, even though everything was fine and the way you were taught these days it's correct. It was just done a little bit differently. It's just a new way of doing things and a way of thinking. And I've had that type of experience as well. Even at times when I was in charge, my judgment was questioned. When taking care of patients, when there was an emergency going on, why did I move that patient or why did I do that? And when you try to tell them why, they don't want to hear it because you didn't listen to what they said that you should be done. So in a way that was bullying for me because my judgment was questioned and I kind of felt belittled. And it just kind of made me want to push even more and continue to do what I do best, and that's being a nurse. So as I move along in my career, you want to move up, you want to try new things, try different areas. I had another experience fairly recently where you take on a new role, something that maybe you haven't done for a long time or never did. And as you're learning that new role, the person who's teaching you, who wants to think that they know everything because they were in that role before, tries to teach you but then stops and expects you to know how to do everything. I had that experience where I was being blamed for things that I had not even learned or wasn't even told or oriented on, and that kind of made me feel like, by stepping into this new role, was it something I should have or shouldn't have done? And even though I know I was capable of doing it, I did feel belittled and a little bit bullied by that because she was doing it one way but never shared her experiences or her way of doing it, and I did not know anything about the situation. So you have bullying in all different avenues, whether it be right from a nursing student to a new grad, to being several years of working as a nurse, maybe even 10 plus years, and then even in the management roles, which is what I have recently. Bullying is evident everywhere, and I think it's a misconception. Everybody says that statement, nurses eat their young, oh, that's not true, but I've seen it. And I've always wanted to be that nurse that never did that. So even being with nursing students, I always want them to know that Never be discouraged by what somebody else has said to you. You know, trust your instincts. It's what you are taught to do, and that's the way you should be doing it and what you're comfortable doing. Never do something that somebody says, oh no, we do it this way, and you know that's not right, or you're not comfortable with it. Because in a way, they're trying to bully you into doing something that you know they know is not right, but in a way want to get you in trouble and make them look like the better person. So it's kind of like a catch-22, just always follow your instincts.
So we see now, even though you were bullied, now when you're dealing with new nurses, you're changing the patterns
Exactly.
and helping to make a better environment.
Mm-hmm.
That's
You
wonderful.
always want to make sure that you tell them that, because a lot of new nurses, even students, fall out of the programs or turn around and drop being a nurse within the first year or even 2 years because they've had that bully incident, and they should know that that's not how everybody is, and to rise above that and follow your instincts.
Thank you so much.